Are you looking for quality, royalty-free music for your video projects? Well, in today's episode, we're going to take a look at Soundstripe. So stay tuned. Hey everybody, this is Andrew from T is for Tech. And today I'm going to be talking a little bit about something that's outside of the scope, typically, I guess, of what I generally are covering on the channel, but has direct impact to things that I'm doing for the channel, especially around video production, cinematography, those sorts of things, along with just making videos on YouTube. Right? A lot of people that make videos for YouTube are in search of good music to put in said videos, right? And one of the things that you have to be careful of when you're broadcasting or posting videos online is copyright infringement. And you can see tons of channels over the course of time that have been taken down because they included copyrighted music from popular artists or movies and that sort of thing. And that's one of the things that if you're trying to make a go at YouTube just for either a part-time job or this is your full-time gig, you want to be super careful around making sure that your channel doesn't end up having issues with copyright claims or demonetization because you're using copyright music or assets. And part of the thing with YouTube is I know that they have some rules around it, and I know that there's fair use ability on some sorts of things. If you're not monetizing your channel, maybe this is not a problem at all, and you don't care if if there is copyright music in your video, you'll get a claim against it. But a lot of times the artists will just let that slide, right? And YouTube will just say, hey, you can leave this here, and any ads that might be shown on your video, the proceeds from that advertising will go to the artist, right? So you're kind of stuck in a situation where you can't really monetize those videos because of that sort of thing. And that's a whole nother discussion, and I'm not going to go into the details of copyright claims and all that kind of stuff on YouTube because I'm not a lawyer, first of all, and second of all, there's a ton of other videos talking about it. But really what I wanted to talk about is, just recently I kind of went through the whole scenario of trying to find some inexpensive yet good music that I could start to use on the T is for Tech channel, as well as some other YouTube projects that I'm working on. In the past, I've used something like the no copyright sounds. That's what I have used in some of these videos so far. And, on YouTube, as long as you kind of follow their directions on how do you attribute the music to the no copyright artist, you can use those, right? Even in monetized videos. So that's one option, right? There's plenty of free things you can do on YouTube, right? There's and even if you join things like TubeBuddy and those sorts of things, there are additional video music, sound effects, and things like that you can get for free that are royalty free that you can also use. But that being said, I was looking for something that I had a little bit more variety, the ability to kind of search across songs with certain in certain genres or certain feelings, and I did a bunch of comparisons with things like Epidemic Music and Soundstripe and a handful of others, and really I don't have the time right now to go into the pros and cons of each, and I just want to really kind of go over Soundstripe because that's what I landed on as what I think is a pretty good balance of the selection of music that they have as well as the price, right? And I think the price and the usage terms are what really for me kind of stood ahead, right? Because basically you can get a plan for $135 a year, which basically gives you access to all their songs and just unlimited use of those songs. And that's basically it. I mean, you can go into the terms if you want at a different time, but basically you can, you basically find a song that you like. Say for instance, it was like this song, Bright Future, and you just after you want to use it in something, you just click license, and then you basically, what you're doing is you're getting a single use synchronization license, which kind of means you can use it to video and those sorts of things. And it legally grants you one use of that work for one project. So you basically go here, you type in your project name, and you can do things like, oh, I'm a YouTube creator, and this is a vlog, or a YouTube creator, or this is for vlog, or this is for church or documentary or whatever, and you submit it. And then basically what happens is they generate a PDF, they generate a license file that you can use that basically says, hey, let's give it a better name, right? So T is for tech test project, right? And you can use it for that project. The caveat here is that once you download this song and use it in one project, you're supposed to not just reuse it without relicensing it. And the point there is that they want to give credit to that, to the artist for multiple uses of their song. So if you just download it once and you put it in 100 videos, that really doesn't give credit to the artist. So what's kind of cool is that if you do go into your licenses once you have an account, here's some songs that I licensed, basically 3 different songs, a couple different times, 4 different songs, I guess, no 3. And you basically here say license again, and then it lets you pick a different project, right? So here you'll see like this Believe the Hype, I used it on a project here, I used it in this YouTube video, and I used it in another a YouTube video, and then I used this one in a basketball game thing I did for my son, and then I used this one here. So so really it's kind of cool. And then also once you get the license, and I'll talk in a second about how you can actually use the music and how it works. The bottom line is that for $135, you get unlimited use of the songs on the Soundstripe platform for a year. And even if you don't renew, you still have the rights to those songs for the projects that you licensed it for in perpetuity. So basically you don't have to stop using them, right? Once you licensed it and you got the license, you're good. So that makes it really attractive for things like YouTube or just any kind of videos where you want to have some decent music, but you don't want to have to pay tons of money, because there are other websites I looked at that, you can charge, they charge hundreds and maybe thousands of dollars to have licenses for songs. And I think that honestly, if you're just starting out, this is a great option to get some good music for a pretty inexpensive price. And it keeps you legit with YouTube, right? It keeps you protected from copyright claims and having problems with your channel because you're using actual licensed music, and it's great. So let's just take a quick look at the website since we're here. And I kind of like the homepage for the website. They have lots of curated playlists, which I really kind of like. So they have staff curated, and that's one thing I also found out in the research, is that Soundstripe does have, kind of music guru people, right, on staff that actually procure, curate, and deal with onboarding of new artists and songs to the platform. So it gives you just a great start if you're looking for stuff, right? So they're staff curated, their staff picks. There's a lot of people in the wedding industry that use this. So that's something that I used to do. I used to be a wedding photographer, and I at the time I didn't use this. I wish I would have found something like Soundstripe back then. But I was always looking for music that I can put to slideshows for my clients that wouldn't get me in any sort of legal trouble if I was using more popular songs. So they focus on some of these different things: wedding and reception, corporate and advertising, vlog and social media, kind of worship songs, house, like church music and that sort of thing. They have a lot of sound effects, which is a different part of the plan that we can talk about. And then like documentary things. So you can look at stuff like, building cinematic songs or acoustic atmospheric songs, seasonal types of things. Holiday songs. So they have a lot of stuff here that are it's just kind of curated playlist, right? So let's take a second here and let's jump into say vlog and social media upbeat. And what you'll you'll end up seeing there's a bunch of songs in this playlist, right? And you know, it's a good start to start looking for. And and basically, like any kind of website where you can go, you can hear it and you can hit play, and you can start listening to stuff. So you can see, kind of as you would think, you can look through the songs, and what's kind of cool is that it shows the kind of a high level of the waveform. So when you're looking at the songs and you kind of think in your head like, oh, I want something that's kind of starting off a little bit quiet and building up to you know, like kind of like more volume or a crescendo sort of thing. You can see it starts off soft, gets a little louder, gets softer, gets louder, gets softer, gets louder. So you can kind of tell by looking at the waveform what the format of the song is. And then you'll get into some that are like this. It's like, it's kind of like, you know, more aggressive, upbeat, you know, and it's kind of from the beginning to the end of the song, it's like that. So that's nice. I like to do this because if I'm looking for things, I always like to say, oh, you know, I'm kind of thinking in my head and I want something that's going to build up a little bit and maybe get a little louder in the middle section, kind of die off, that sort of thing. So I really love the fact that they show the waveforms here. And if you're looking at them, they do look compressed because here you'll see, even say for instance, like it shows like this whole thing looks like it. But if you look down here, you'll see there are some parts of it that are a little bit softer, then a little bit louder. But overall, it's a louder song, right? It has kind of you know, more of that upbeat kind of feel to it. Anyway, so that's kind of cool. The other interesting thing about a lot of these songs is that they have stems. And if you don't know what stems are, it's basically alternate versions of the song that, you know, either don't have vocals with them, or it's an instrumental piece, or it's like a 15-second, 30-second, a minute version of the song. So if you were going to use this in your video, or you just wanted to use something as an intro to a video or an outro to a video, you have a few different options of the song to use in that way. So you don't have to necessarily take the you know, the main song and then slice it up and try to pick out pieces that you like. The artists have already done that in a way that parts of the songs that would make sense to be kind of like a 15-second piece, they pull those out. So that's, I think, is also really cool, and it's useful in video making. Yeah, so say for instance here, this one actually has a vocal. You can see that has a little icon there. And if you look down here, you're like, oh crap, right? There's a bunch of stuff. So, you know, they pull out the background vocals separately. You know, there's different versions of instrumental. There's the lead vocals. So you can take all the different parts of these songs that have stems and kind of slice them up, use them in your projects in different ways. So I think that's totally cool. The other thing that's nice about this is that they have this mood, right? Mood tags for all the videos, and you know, and you'll see in the search where this comes in handy. But basically, there's a bunch of different categorizations of the song, what it's like, if it's playful, childlike, quirky, bouncy, upbeat, fun. Okay, what does that sound like? You know. Yeah, so I think that sounds playful, childlike, quirky, bouncy, upbeat, and fun, right? So that's kind of the point of it, right? So you kind of get a mood of the song. And then there's some options here to add to things to playlist, download previews, credit share, do all that sort of thing. So that's cool. So the one more powerful part of this is that if you go into just the song list, you can start to do more detailed things like filter on different types of moods. And they give you like a bunch of the moods that, you know, like the songs are classified as. They have a genre, like the pace of the song. Is it fast, slow? Is it super slow? You know, instruments in it. If you're looking specifically for something like, oh, I'm looking for a ukulele song. Okay, let's see this. And yeah, it's got a ukulele sound. So that's cool. If you're looking for songs in a specific key, you can select that. If you know the artist, you can select that. These are the playlists that Soundstripe publishes. If you're just looking for instrumentals or you're just looking for vocals, you can pick that. Durations, if you want something that's longer or shorter, how the tempo of the song is, and then you want to hide things you already licensed before, or you only want things that have stems, or songs that are in pre-release. All of that is possible here, and it gives you a powerful way to search music, right? And what I typically have been doing just recently is like searching through for different types of music that I would want to use, and then adding those to some certain playlists, so I can see like songs I just really like. Not sure what I might use them for yet, but I'm starting to kind of collect those in a playlist so that I can remember them later on. And then I have stuff for like T is for Tech. There's a couple songs I'm going to plan on using for things, etc. And you can also just favorite stuff. So that's totally pretty cool, pretty powerful, and just a pretty clean and nice interface to use. Now, I'm only using basically the basic plan, right, the standard plan, and they do have an additional plan that has a bunch of sound effects that are included, as well as, I don't know what this means, 400 plus songs with stems. I mean, I don't know if there's additional songs that aren't in the standard plan that show up with that. Not really sure, but I've been using the standard plan and have found tons of music that is as much as I really think I need right now. But there are sound effects and that sort of thing. Motorcycles, all sorts of stuff. And if I go here and try to license that, it's basically going to say, I don't have the subscription to the sound effects. But like I said, I'm not really looking at this right now for sound effects, just mostly the music. But just to let you know, there is the ability to get a lot of stuff for other audio needs through Soundstripe as well. So that's basically it. I just really kind of wanted to go over this, just a highlight of the program, and share with you guys that this is something I think is a pretty useful a tool for video makers. The only other thing that I wanted to show you is if you do license a song, what's really cool is you can basically hook it up. Actually, I'll do this one because I've used this one for another song before, or another video before. So if I go here and say license it, and I'm going to say, I'll just say Soundstripe video, YouTube. And I'll use this one kind of in the outro of this video itself. It allows you to save to Dropbox. That's what I basically was trying to say. And if you do this, you could download the MP3s, separately, and you can download the license agreement separately. But if you have Dropbox hooked up with this, what's really nice is that you can basically save all the stuff to Dropbox. And I just do that really quick. If you do that, and then you go to Soundstripe License Music, and then you have all the files basically saved right to Dropbox. So I think that's really cool. It saves me some time because then I have this synced with my desktop, and the files just show up in a new folder. So great feature, I think, if you're using something like Dropbox, or you're using Dropbox, I should say. And Dropbox even has a pretty free plan with some limited storage, so it shouldn't cost anything to do that. So, anyways, just thought this would be useful to folks looking for something like Soundstripe, and I'll link in the description my referral code, because basically anybody that signs up, you can get 20% off your first payment. So if you sign up for a year, you'll get 20% off that year, that yearly subscription, I believe. I think if you sign up for the monthly plan, then they only give you 20% off the month. So yeah, so anyways, I'll link this in the description, and definitely check it out. If you're looking for something, like I said, to have some good quality royalty-free music for your projects, this is a great option, and it's not too expensive. So thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time.